take advantage of that.
Poplar triggers the inbounds to Norchid O'Meara, who gives it to Pack, the top of the key, guarded by Johnson. Pack looking for a receiver, brings the ball over to the left, 10 to shoot now. Gives it to O'Meara. Now he works on Johnson in the post, kicks it back out to Poplar, top of the key, grenade in hand, under 4 to shoot. Poplar drives, stripped away. Mike James with the steal. He drives coast to coast, working on Keyshawn. George goes up strong with the left hand, and he gets hit in the head on the way up by George. So there'll be 2 free throws, it seems, as there was a tip back in for Louisville, but that will get axed off, and that will send Mike James to the free throw line for the first time tonight.
Yeah, there's somebody that you're going to have to cool down for Miami. It is Mike James, because he has been on a rampage right now. He's going for number 17 and number 18 tonight, and we're still with 6:45 left in the first half.
James flicks the wrist, and it goes home. So the first one is good. Suffered a torn Achilles 2 years ago and started every game last year. We've seen his quickness so far tonight, certainly not an issue with the way he's been able to move the ball up and down the court and work his way around the perimeter. Second free throw on the way, rattles in and out, no good. So he goes 1 for 2. Miami now up to 25-23 with 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. Nigel Pack sets the table with 17 to shoot and 6.5 to go. Directing traffic now, guarded by Johnson. Nigel Pack moves the ball over the left side, dribble handoff to Willa Poplar. Now George, top of the key, 7 to shoot. George looking for a receiver. Now he has the retreat dribble. Gets it over to Nigel Pack. A deep left wing 3. Gotcha!
Nigel Pack letting the 3-ball fly early tonight. He's got Miami in front.
6 minutes to go. Sky Clark working his way around the Miami defense. Loses control. Norchid O'Meara comes up with the leather. Up court to George. He kicks out right wing Matthew Cleveland, who sidesteps out of bounds as he was trying to attack the hoop. It's going to be a turnover and will put Louisville with possession. Now coming in is Huntley Hatfield back in for Louisville, and Benz will come in for Keyshawn George.
And Caleb Glenn will also head to the bench for Louisville. Again, something that we haven't seen from Louisville is a lot of their bench play. Like, we've seen Tyler Johnson come in for a good amount of action tonight, but not a lot of action from Caleb Glenn, and still no Trey White.
Hatfield with the ball at the nail, gives it out to the left wing to Curtis Williams. Williams now over to Tawar Johnson. Now Clark driving right baseline, has to stop and turn around with 9 to shoot. Digging in is James. He turns around on Nigel Pack, but without moving his pivot step, it's a traveling violation. A turnover for Louisville, give Miami the ball back.
Good defensive possession for Miami. That's a great start to the rest of the first half, because this is something that you're going to have to limit as Miami prepares to make their way down the offensive end of the floor, making 5 of their last 7.
Under 5.5 to go in the first half. Miami 28, Louisville 23. Both teams have calmed down from an explosive 10 minutes. Now O'Meara in the restricted area. He turns around and finds Pack, but again, stepping out of bounds. So back-to-back possessions where Hurricane loses track of where their feet are, and another turnover.
And Norchid O'Meara just trying to plead his case with the official, saying that he was pushed out of bounds. And as we take a look at the replay, he may have had a case, but he does spin that back heel out of bounds.
Louisville with possession, moving from right to left. Johnson, number 4 in red. Pass over to the right wing. That's Williams who connects from deep. A skip pass finds the freshman wide open for 3. He's had 10-3 of the last 4 games. That's his 5th of the evening. It's 28-26. Canes lead with 4:45 to go. 15 to shoot. Nigel Pack hoists up a left wing 3, no good. Rebound by Huntley Hatfield. James crosses the timeline as he sizes up. Matthew Cleveland gets a screen. Skip passes Clark on the left wing. Now it's Huntley Hatfield again. Digs in that left shoulder to Norchid O'Meara. He gets doubled. Gets it back to Curtis Williams. His second in a row 3-point shot is no good. Cleveland rips down the board. 4:20 to go. Canes up 2 as he gets it over to Willa Poplar on the right wing. Poplar steps back. A 3 from straight away. Bullseye.
There you go. Willa Poplar, baby.
4 minutes ago, Miami up 5, 31-26. Clark flips it over to James at the top of the key. Now it's Johnson driving in the alley. From the nail, a jump shot is no good, but Nigel Pack going to get charged for contact on the arm. So we'll head to our final media timeout as 2 Tyler Johnson free throws await. The Canes are up 5 in a close one here from the Watsco Center. You listen to the Miami Hurricanes men's basketball on WVUM 90.5 FM. Don't go anywhere. Jay, thank you so much for that look around the top 25. One of those games taking place right here in Coral Gables, as mentioned prior. Number 3 Clemson taking on the Hurricanes. Due up for Miami, Jason Torres, Carlos Perez, and Jacoby Long. 5 hits for both teams, 5 runners left on for both squads as well. Just Clemson with an extra run. That's the difference between the Tigers and the Hurricanes in this game 2 of a 3-game set. First pitch of the bottom half of the 6 is a swing and miss for Jason Torres with the RBI single in the 4th. 0-1 pitch for Clayton on the way. Low. So far in this game, just under half of the half innings have been 1, 2, 3 for both sides. So there's been innings that have stretched out and some that have gone by very quickly, as 1-1 offering is low for ball 2.
Torres hitting .654 when he's leading off of an inning.
That's certainly a great guy you want to have up, especially in this situation where it's getting late, bottom of the 6th inning, 2 balls, 1 strike. You watch his strike 2 over the outside part of the plate. Newsom, the home plate umpire, coming around to that call early on, seemed like he wasn't giving either pitcher that benefit of the doubt. Certainly softening that zone as we go on. 2 balls, 2 strikes as Torres finds a gap in right center field. He rounds first, headed for second. He will stand up and stay with 2. You mentioned the way he can dominate leading off innings. A prime example, a leadoff double for Jason Torres.
He is just such a good hitter. I mean, not only the ability to go opposite field, down and away on that pitch, but having the power and the strength to get it all the way to the wall. Off the bat, that type of swing, you think it's a single and the right fielder's flagging it down, but he's got some serious pop and strength and powers it to the wall. And Jason Torres has just been a treat to watch all season long.
The ball just kept rolling until it hit the wall where the Hurricanes hold their national championship years. 82, 85, 99, 2001. Talked to Jack Scanlon last night, the team's goal 2024. Coming into this year as a Miami team that lost a lot of guys, 18 newcomers, but they found a way to rally and fight. Runner on second is Torres as a pickoff attempt from Clayton. We saw one of those work out on the wrong side for the Hurricanes. Tigers last night. Malstead came in immediately for Clemson and spun around Miami and quelled the momentum for the time being until Jack Scanlon ending the game in the 9th inning. Scoring to bunt is Perez down the third base line. Over to third is Torres. Getting thrown out at first is Perez, but doing a job nonetheless, Nick.
That's great execution from Perez. The last time he was up, he tried to bunt a couple of times, couldn't get it down, ended up walking, so it worked out. But Perez, in a game like this where you only need 1 run to tie things up and every run is so valuable, I like the decision to have Perez advance Torres, and then also the execution from Carlos. Now it's up to Jacoby Long, infield back. Single could score him. Now they're charging it.
And a line shot caught by Blake Wright in a tough break for Miami. Jacoby Long hot off the bat. Blake Wright in the right spot.
Real tough luck for Miami. I mean, that ball is torched off the bat of Jacoby, and give a lot of credit to Wright. I mean, he probably didn't even have time to think about catching it, but he was in on the grass, and that one was absolutely scolded up to Kulikowski.
Now Kulikowski, who came in for Lorenzo Carrier in the 4th inning with 2 outs as a runner on third, that being Torres. First pitch, cut on and missed, strike 1. Kulikowski struck out in that lone at bat. Trying to get back at Clayton second time around. The 0-1 pitch. Outside. Miami trying to go for their 7th series win against Clemson after the win last night. Down 1 run in game 2 here from the light. 1-1 pitch is chopped up the middle. Making the backhand play is Purify. On to first. He gets it in time. Wow. An unbelievable play. Nice piece of hitting from Kulikowski, but better defense from the Tigers and Jaron Purify as we head to the final stanza. 3-2 in favor of the road Clemson Tigers. 3 more innings to go and more Rafe Schlesinger ahead. You don't want to go anywhere. You're listening to WVUM Sports on 90.5 FM, Miami Hurricanes Baseball Radio Network. I'm with Miami Hurricanes women's basketball head coach Katie Meyer ahead of her team's matchup against number 20 North Carolina. Coach, last week your team had the program's best regular season win in just under 5 years, playing great on both sides of the ball, including holding NC State to their lowest shooting percentage of the year. But you'll play a very good North Carolina team. If you had to nitpick one thing from that game to improve upon tonight, what would that be?
Well, you know what, NC State, they kind of gave up the rim to us, and North Carolina doesn't really do that. So you had somebody like Shea that got to the rim. I hope we can still find her those wrinkles, but I think we're going to have to make the extra pass tonight. It'll be a very different feel.
Now, stuff like making the extra pass, is that something you guys have stressed in practice, or are there other key factors looking to tonight that you guys have been focusing on?
Yeah, you know, one thing we needed to do in practice is like, we're starting to play with better pace. I think we're starting to get rid of the ball sooner instead of dribbling so much. We had a week, not a week, but we had, at least we didn't play on Sunday. Sometimes you're a little rusty after that, but our Sunday practice, we have these chips in our sports bras and stuff that say how hard we played, and Sunday's practice load was harder than a game, so we tried to keep them fresh and mimic that, but even went a little overboard with it, and they were really competitive. So hopefully we can bounce back from just a week off and be sharp at the start.
Looking on the other side of the ball for North Carolina, they have Deja Kelly, one of the best scorers in UNC program history. Your teams have done a relatively good job of keeping her inefficient from the field, but she's averaging 25 over her last 4 games. How dangerous can she be, and how important is it for your team to keep her at bay tonight?
No, I mean, they're a talent in every position, and they did a nice job, and the transfers are really playing well for them now. I think Gak Dang is the one that, from Boston College, I mean, what Deja Kelly's going to bring. That Elspie's going to be the ultimate competitor. I mean, she's just a fantastic player. Their team, and then you add, some stars, Donarski, Gak Dang, even Navarre. It's just like, wow. Like, they got 3 starters in the transfer portal, 3 really good high school recruits that have turned into great college players. So they got a lot better, and it's going to be a tough task tonight. Finally,
Coach, you're finishing your structured games. You're playing 4 ranked opponents in ACC play, 3 of which on the road. Now, it's no surprise that every game in the ACC is tough, but especially in a gauntlet that you've gone through over the past couple weeks. Yeah. How have you been able to keep your players fresh and their minds focused on the task ahead? Well, that's the thing. Like, we just, if you think of like, a game again on the road against somebody, just do one perfect minute at a time. I mean, just get me to the first media timeout, get me to the quarter break, like just a perfect minute, a perfect segment, and that's what we're really working on. Coach, thank you so much for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.